doesn't take faith to build network marketing any longer. It may take faith to build in your company if nobody's ever done it. How many of you know the definition of faith? I've heard many different definitions. The substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen, right? The belief that what I cannot see will happen. Those are definitions of faith. How many of you have ever seen a $1 million earner in network marketing? Well, you have evidence, so you don't no longer need faith. Whoever did it first needed faith. All you need is belief. You don't need faith anymore. You just need belief. You got to believe that you can do it. And you start working on your belief. How do you work on your belief? All the things that I just said. The people you're around will determine the things that you think. The things that you think will determine the things that you say. The things that you say will determine what it is that you believe. See, I lied to myself so much about how much money I was going to make that I actually ended up believing it. I told Eric before, I said, listen, I don't need $1 million a month to live. I don't need that. In terms, well, put it this way, I need it. I don't need $1 million a month for my necessities. It's a whole different training when I talk about needs versus necessities, completely different. But I spoke it. I did it as a challenge. I was 35 years of age, and I said by the time I turned 40, on my 40th birthday, I will make $1 million a month. I will do it. Why? Because it needs to be done. I was listening to another tape by another gentleman who started talking about how to make quantum leaps in your network marketing business. I listened to it probably about 4,000 times again. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Over and over. I listened to it over and over. And he started talking about all of this stuff. And he says, you know what, if you do this, not only will you can be a six-figure monthly earner, you can be a six-figure weekly earner. And when he said that, I almost cried. I was like, weekly? Who can make 6 figures a week in this industry? But I start saying it. I listen to what he started talking, and I start saying it. I start saying it. I start saying it. I was saying it, and at the time, my income at one company at that time was between $70,000 to $82,000 a month. Stuff happened in that company, and now that company had some challenges, went out of business, and here I am. I'm at another company. My income now is all the way up to $2,000 a month. Me, the Holton Bugs, $2,000 a month. Yep, this is after I had already become $1 million earner. I'm at my lowest low income-wise. My team is hurting and my team is suffering. And I went into almost depression because it wasn't me. I had enough money put away. I wasn't worried. But my team, I'm watching foreclosure and repossession and it came to me, I got to make $1 million a month. Because I know if I do it, what the other people will be making when I do it. And I set the goal, and I put the goal down, and I start speaking it over and 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 over. And I start thinking about it, saying it over and over and over and over again. I'm at $2,000 a month. I'm 35 years of age. I'm talking about $1 million a month? Quantum leap. At that time, I wasn't listening to that tape, but the tape was already in there. Burnt in there. It's in there already. And I'm listening, and I'm listening, and I'm listening. I'm 35 years of age. My birthday is September 26th. My goal is to hit it by September. September come. Didn't hit it. Hit 975. Hold on. I'm not saying if, no, listen. I'm just get the principle. Forget about the money. I'm only talking about the money so that you understand what I'm talking about. Honestly, I don't even care about the money anymore. I don't. I did before, okay? I don't anymore. So September come, I missed it. November came, I hit it. Then I went back and looked at the exact month that I set the goal. It was November in the first place. I hit it exactly when I said I was going to do it. Exactly when I said I was going to do it. I told Eric one of my other goals, because I set a goal 2010. This is what I set a goal for, and I'm wrapping this up here. This is what I set the goal. I said, listen, I never forget. I started 2011. I listened to somebody. I listened to Jay-Z do an interview. I forgot the guy. It's the Screen Editors Guild or something like that. When the guy sits up and it's nothing but black, and they got the actors out there. Is that what it is? Actor Studio. Did you see the Jay-Z portion? I saw Jay-Z up there, and when I look at anything, I look for the lesson. And I heard Jay-Z say one thing, that he wanted to make something, turn the ordinary into extraordinary. I didn't need to see no more. I watched it for an hour and a half. I didn't need to see no more. That became my theme. 2010 is when I saw it. 2011, I'm doing a conference call. I'm telling everybody, get prepared. We're going to make the ordinary extraordinary. We're going to make the unusual usual. We're going to make what's abnormal normal. We're going to think bigger than we ever have. Yeah, we've done great so far. We've done some good things, but we are going to go out there and make this happen. We're going to set the new level for what's normal. It needs to be that way. I never forget, $10,000 a month used to be the big deal in network marketing. Oh, I'm a 5-figure monthly earner. Then it became, I make $100,000 a year. That was the big deal. After $100,000 a year, it became, I'm a multiple 6-figure earner. The bar kept raising, multiple 6-figure earner. Then it became, I'm a $100,000 a month earner. Whoa, $100,000 a month? And this is what I've realized, ladies and gentlemen. I did my study, and I found out what happened and why it wasn't people making things happen. Typically what happens is this. In most companies, you'll find 1, 2, maybe 3 6-figure monthly earners. And it stops. Not because of the opportunity is bad. They stop growing. They stop thinking. They put a lid on the group. And the 6-figure earner became the big guy or the big lady. And it stops with 2 to maybe 3 of them. And I said, it's not going to happen over here. We're going to think extraordinary. And that was when I had my $1 million a month goal in as well, and all that kind of stuff. And ladies, and now I've created a culture whereas if you're making, we don't put anybody, you can make $20 a month, and we celebrate your success because you earned it. But I can tell you right now, you've got to create a culture in your team, in your company, where the ego doesn't get in the way. You got $40,000 a month earners in some companies that I've been a part of. They walk in, where's my chariot to bring me into the meeting? You know I don't walk in without 2 people over here throwing flowers at my feet. I made $40,000 last month. We've created a culture. We've got people who are in our company making $150,000 a month. We come to some VIP meetings. We don't have enough seats, and we got $150,000 a month earners standing on the wall. Nobody even know who they are because they're grateful. They're not big shots. I'm not a big shot. I go to meetings. Every meeting I go to visit, you know what I do when I first get there? I'm telling you what you have to do. If you want to be a champion, shake the hand of the people who are out there serving. Right when I I shake everybody's hand, and you know what I do? Reach into my wallet or my pocket, and I pay my $5 or whatever the meeting cost is. You pay? Of course. I'm a distributor. Why shouldn't I pay? I'm $100,000 a month. I walk in. I shouldn't have to pay. Why not? You've already set a bad example in your company. See, those 30 out of the 40 plus people making that money, the $100,000 a month, 35 of them have never made any money in their life. They don't know any other way. They don't feel entitled. They don't feel entitled. But you got to start believing it. Once you start believing, you got to put the actions in. You got to do the work. Whatever the work is, you got to put the work in. Put the work in. This is network marketing. It's not net sit marketing. It's not net play marketing. It's not net think about it marketing. It's not net one day I'll get to it marketing. It's net work marketing. And most people miss the W, the work part. Network marketing. I worked my butt off. I can tell you right now. Now, remember, it's not just work. You've got to be productive, not just active. You got to be productive. I'll tell you why I make what I make today. I'm gonna write this down. This is my schedule when I first started. Okay, my first day. It was because of what I did day one, not because of what I've done over the last 2 years. I set the example. See, everybody want to take notes now. You see, I've already said the most. You didn't write notes when I said they won't out-friend me. That's more important than what I'm going to put on the board right now. But see, anything that's skill related, we want to take notes. Anything that's really inspiration related, that really matters, we don't. Don't worry, my group's the same way. It's not just you. First day, this is what I did, ladies and gentlemen. Work. Why? I knew. Remember I told you I got to believe much bigger, much faster. I only set 2 income goals or 3 income goals since I've been in been in my company. Sorry to talk about that company. But anyway, set 3 income goals since I started. My first goal was my first week. My first week's goal was to make $70,000 my first week. Yes, $70,000 was my first week's income goal. I missed it, didn't make it. Make $25,830. But it didn't matter. That was my goal. My second goal, 18-month goal, $250,000 a month. Missed that one too. Hit 249. Why? Your business should be predictable. This is a business. I know my business. You got to know your company and your business. I know my business, and it's just as predictable as Exxon knows how much sales of oil they're going to do in the year 2015, and it hasn't come yet. But if you ask any of the executives, they can tell you with a small margin of error what the results are going to be, because there are certain things that cause a certain effect in the business. You've got to figure that out for your company, but it is predictable. You can't be out there, well, I'm just going to throw enough mud on the wall until it sticks. It doesn't work that way. Eric talked about the 90-day game plan. It's predictable. What are you going to get done in 90 days? This is what I did. Day one, I called that group of 32 people. This is what I told them. It was actually 32 people I've sponsored. I had 16 of them on the call. This is what I told them. I said, listen, my current company, I'm launching tomorrow. If those of you who want to know what I'm doing, be on my conference call tomorrow. They were on my conference call at 10 a.m. 10 a.m., I had 16 people on the call. I explained to them, I said, listen, don't ever ask me anything about our previous company anymore. You've got 24 hours to ask me about that company. I will know that word is no longer in my vocabulary. I never said anything good or bad about the company. I have never left the company and talked bad about them, ever. Didn't matter what took place, okay? Now, and so what happened is this here. I said, guys, listen, you guys are, right now, we're going to do my first, what I call First Movers Advantage conference call. I'm sideways. This way? This better? Okay, here we go. I said I'm going to do my first Movers Advantage conference call. It's going to start at 12 o'clock. Here I am at 10 a.m. This is what I did. You don't have to copy this. This is what I did. Okay, don't write this stuff down. This don't matter. Whatever your method of exposures are, that's what you do. Get with your upline. Get the mentality that I had. Not this, the mentality. So 12 o'clock comes. This is what I did here. I said, guys, listen, out of these 16 people, I said, I suggest you have 10 people on the conference call. They said, well, okay, 12 o'clock when? Next Tuesday? I said, no. Today. Today? 10 people? We only have an hour and a half. I say, exactly. You guys are already in. I got to start making phone calls. Goodbye. How many of you have talked to your prospects about doing a meeting or a call? Well, I've got to give them 36 hours to get the baby. You're not going to win big. Not if you want to launch something. Remember, professionals launch a business, amateurs join a business. I don't join anything. I am a launcher. I launch. Okay? When you look at Microsoft, did they launch Xbox or did they just announce it? They launched it. Sony, they launched this new PS4, whatever it is, however many millions pre-ordered and sold. They launched it. I'm a businessman. You are a business person. You should launch it. This is what happened. 125 people showed up on that conference call. On that conference, don't clap. It's not the number. It's the attitude. It's the mentality. My group before, they saw me give people 24, 36 hours to prepare for a stupid conference call. You're sitting at home. You don't need 3 days. If you found a pot of gold and you needed a few friends to come help you get it and they told you can get all that you want, are you going to say, well, I can't call Leroy because he needs 3 days? Leroy, listen, I found a pot of, you better get it. Leroy's like, where is it? I'm putting on my pajamas right now. I'm coming out the door. If you make it important enough. Some of you don't make it important enough. My next call was at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, guess what? We had 225 people on the conference call because I told them the exact same thing. I painted the dream. I couldn't even explain the comp plan at all. Didn't know all the details. But when I told those 225 people, I said, listen, you guys are the second people to hear about it. I'm working on something called Project 5,000. 90 days, I want to put 5,000 people in this organization. And nobody has signed up yet. And none of you on this call can sign up either. But we're going to do another conference call. They say when? It's going to be at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, I did another conference call. Guess what we had? 435 people on that conference call. That's a lot of activity, isn't it? That was half my day. 6 o'clock. No more conference calls. Did my first home meeting at my house. I'll never forget, I had on a white t-shirt, shorts, flip-flops. Didn't even have time to get dressed. I lost 18 pounds. I thought it was because of our product. That's the testimony I was giving. It was really because I forgot to eat while I was launching. I was so fired up and excited. That's what was happening. 6 o'clock came. This is what I had. I had 25 people show up at my house and say, come on in. Told them about Project 5,000. And I'm sitting there spitting in all this stuff and telling them all about the stuff. Whiteboard, no PowerPoint. Didn't have PowerPoints for 6 months. No PowerPoints. I drew on a board, told them what my vision was, what we were about to accomplish, and that we're about to do the biggest project we've ever done in our lifetime. And if you want to get started, you can. That's what happened. At 7:45, you know what was happening at 7:45? 7:30, my doorbell was ringing with the second group of people that were invited. 35 people showed up at my house. And you know what I told those people here? I said, listen, the first 25, I said, guys, I got to wrap this up. We got another group of people that's coming over here. If you want to get in, you can. But go ahead over here to the dining room. My wife has the applications over there, blah, blah, blah. You can get signed up over there. But I've got another group of people that's coming in, and I can't be late with them. By the way, those of you who go ahead and sign up now, this group that's behind you, they possibly could be in your organization if you go ahead and get in right now, all right? So this is 7:30. Guess what happened at 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen? 9 o'clock, guess what I had? I had another 40 people show up at my house. And I was running shift work, okay? 10 o'clock, guess what? I did my last meeting for the day, and I think at 10 o'clock I had about 50 people show up at my house. And I'm doing the same thing. I lost my voice. I did that for the first day. You know what my leaders were doing? They're looking at me like, this dude is crazy. I've never seen him like this before. You know why they never seen me like that before? Because I had never done all that I could do. I had never gone all out. I had never sold completely out. It ain't because of what my product is. It ain't because of my comp plan. It's because of what I did day one. I kept this up for 2 weeks straight. This is not including the one-on-ones that I did. This is not including the three-way calls. This was my schedule every day, group calls 4 a day, 4 home meetings a day that I was doing every single day. And what I did is I showed them an example, and they went out and they started doing the exact same thing. That's why my results were where they were. My first day, if you count it up, I exposed almost 700 people. I did more in my first 24 hours than some people do all year. It's not because I do magic. It's because of what the math is. It's simple. You can do the same thing. It's not, okay, I got rich quick. I compress time frames. Compress time frames. This is the work. You do the action, and ladies and gentlemen, when you put the action in, whatever your action is, you find out what your mentor, your coach tells you need to do, and that's what you need to do. You put the work in, and don't give any excuses why you can't do it. Excuses don't work. Now, I know I may be a little too intense. I get excited when I talk about my dream. I get excited and passionate when I talk about what works and what's going on. That's just who I am. I don't apologize for it. But I don't want you to think some of you that I'm yelling at you because I don't know many of you in here. I want you to think he's yelling at me. Eric brought this crazy wild man on stage, and he was spitting and yelling, and he looked at me, and he was pointing at me. And no, I'm yelling in love. I love you. I want you to just do this thing, okay? That's what I want you to do, all right? And I promise you, your group, they will catch on. When you do the action, they will follow what you do. They won't listen to what you say.